If you want to be inspired, motivated, and learn why you must thank everyone that rejected you, stay tuned. Hello, everyone. Today, we are talking about rejection. Yes, rejection. REJECTION. Some of you may be saying, why are we talking about rejection? Well, I'll tell you why. Actually, rejection is one of the things that holds the key to the rest of your life being good. Let me tell you why. Rejection, from my eyes, and what you will see by the end of this video, is that you must be willing and go through the process of forgiving every person or entity that rejected you. You may also be saying, why do I have to go through that process or take that action? Because I've gotten over it. There's no reason to do that. Let me tell you something. When you reflect on all the people that said no to you, slammed the door in your face, organization that didn't want to have nothing to do with you, you will see and be able to map out the reason why you are where you're supposed to be in your life. And let me give you a secret. This holds the key to you finding your purpose, your legacy, and your passion in life. Because let's just say, and you replay the tape backwards and forwards, what if I would have got that opportunity? Well, what if I would have been in that relationship? What if I would have moved there? What if they would have hired me, right? You may sit back and ask yourself these questions only for this, to use those questions as stepping stones for the rest of your life being even greater than it already is where you sit now. Let's go through the process. I'll take myself, as I always do, for example. I was rejected from NYU back when I was applying to get into undergrad. And yes, as you may all know, when you don't get the big envelope and you get the small one, you think it to yourself, they rejected me. And I did go through a period of time. I'm going to be honest. We must remember, be authentic, right? Authenticity comes with being honest about your story and healing from your trauma, is that you're honest with what you've been through. I went through a time period where I was just devastated by the fact that this school we had drove all the way from Ohio to New York for me to go visit the school. They had let you do like an overnight, or at least they used to, where you could sit and stay in the dorm with one of the girls or guys or wherever you're supposed to stay. And then you get like an orientation, a hypothetical orientation. And I went through the whole thing. I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to be New York, concrete jungle. Okay, sorry. Back to reality. Like, I just know that rejection was heart and gut wrenching to me. And I was thinking to myself, I was at 18, right? My life is over. I'm never going to do anything else. And I remember just thinking to myself, well, I got to keep going. I got to keep moving. I got to pick myself back up. I cannot, even at 18, I was like that. Cannot just sit here. I remember someone told me, I think it was my mom, was like, well, you could just take a year off and then just apply again or go somewhere else. No, I'm not going to take a year off. Who knows where I would have been a year off. Like, if I would have took a year, for me, I had to keep going and going and going and going through school. Like, I've been in school for a long time, since kindergarten. Like, I'm still in school now. I still haven't gotten enough of school. But really, I just remember that rejection was a sucker punch and knocked me off my feet for a second. But what do? As Nip would say, we stay on 10 toes always, at least in this generation they do. That's the saying. And so what I decided to do after that, and I look back, remember, we're doing this rejection for you to be able to look back on your entire life and see, wow, I can see why, and so thankful and grateful for them rejecting me. If I never would have got rejected from NYU, I never would have moved to Florida. I never would have then moved to California. I never would have been then went through everything I went through with my mental health, and then got to the point where I found my passion, purpose, and legacy in life. Nor started my nonprofit, nor wrote the ebooks, nor met certain individuals in my life, nor would have started, I don't think so, a PhD program in psychology. So it's like, wow, thank you, NYU. This is my first time doing this. In this video, this is raw footage, right? Thank you, NYU, if you ever see this, for rejecting me. Thank you. Because after that rejection, the trajectory of my entire life was changed, but for the better, even though I went through ups and downs after that, because life comes with hurdles and trials and tribulations. Another one. This is my first time saying this besides to my mom. There was a guy who told me, "You will never be my wife." Yes, he was a love interest, at least in my eyes. And clearly we weren't on the same page. So another gut punch, right? I had a black eye from him. Look, I was stripped down. I was in one heel just limping down the street. Like, not really, just hypothetically. That's what it felt like to me. Just dragging along the rejection and dragging it and dragging it and dragging it and dragging it. Basically, it was holding me down. It was holding me back. And not gonna lie to you, the only reason why I'm sharing that rejection is because I've been able to overcome it, because what I can see now is I thank him for rejecting me. Why, you may ask, I thank him for rejecting me? Because I learned to fall more in love with myself. And that may seem so cliche, but honestly, it allowed me to learn my boundaries, what love does really look like. And it also allowed me to know that I am valuable and I am worthy of real love. And without his rejection, I would never been able to see that. Without his rejection, I would have still been able, that girl in the corner who had low self-esteem, just accepting any guy that came my way. I won't say his name, but to you, sir, thank you for rejecting me and telling me that I will never be your wife. Because I would have, who knows what it would have been, going through the rigmarole, the loophole of being friends with benefit, just a mess. Thankfully, I was able to get up and out of all of that drama. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, even though that would be a whole other video that I can talk about, because I did that recently in my life. You may be rejected sometimes, and then you have to go and knock on the door again, or go to someone higher to get yourself in there if you feel that battle was worth it. But at least what you see at this video, if you do decide to go back to that rejection when it comes to certain circumstances, allow that rejection to be something you manifest into something greater, and allow that rejection to only go back if that is a battle that you choose to face or fight at that point, if it's worth it. Ask your elders, because that's what I did when I had to go back to an opportunity when I was rejected from it. And I'll share one last rejection that changed, and I would say saved my life. When I was coming up, I would say in my teens, early teens, probably before high school, my mom used to take me on model searches. People who live in Ohio know about Barbizon. I was a part of an organization where they try to help you get modeling contract, and I went to talent searches, the ones that were in the big city like New York, Chicago, Detroit back in the day. And all of those model searches rejected me. She doesn't have the look. No, we're going to go with other candidates. And I'm like, oh, I'm so ugly. And that's where a lot of my low self-esteem came from. But I'm still thankful when my mom took me on those. And I just remember thinking, I'm supposed to be basically Keke Palmer, who she is now, how she was in Tequila and the Bee. That was supposed to be me. Of course, right? Having a different outlook of what my destination and my destiny is supposed to be. I was definitely, according to my calculation, supposed to be famous in that way. And Lauren London, I kid you not, it was on Power 106 FM in LA, that radio station. You should go back, it's on YouTube, that they recorded her interview. She said one of the things that she learned about life was that if you stay authentic to what you're doing, it is a success. Regardless of, for example, if 2 people watch this video, if 1 person watched this video, if 100,000 people watch this video, I am still a success because I stay authentic and true to what my God calling and my purpose in life is supposed to be. Back then, it's funny, I had low self-esteem, but I was always someone who was very into looks and materialistic things, and all of without being rejected by those model searches and those organizations and those people who were defining what beauty was for me and talent, I would not be sitting in front of you today. I don't know where I would be. I guess somewhere living a life, Paris or somewhere maybe, right? But I'm cool with that. The reason why I want to take an opportunity to thank all the model search talent companies who rejected me is because I would have never learned the true value of my own beauty, nor would I be able to say that because of that rejection, I am even more aligned in my God's purpose for my life. See, that's the thing. When you really take a step back and look at all of the rejection, it's more than just you being hurt from that or getting egg on your face. There is a reason when you get down the year, you don't see it in the beginning. You have to get a few years out to see, wow, that rejection was the best thing that ever happened to me. And like I said, the only exception if you go back to that rejection for the purposes of you believing that it is what was meant. But don't keep beating down that door if it's not where you're supposed to go. Pastor Julian at Oasis Church LA, shout out. I don't want to take anybody else's idea from them. He said in the online service, I attend online service, he said, what hurts you will heal you. Rejection hurts you, but in the end, it will heal you. I would not have been able to heal from the hurt of all those no's without going through it. That's that simple at the end of the day. For you to get to the place that you want to get, peace, prosperity, purpose, love, all the things, right? You have to be able to go back and thank all your rejections. I mean it. That is truly one of the things and the secrets that people won't tell you. I went back and I thanked all the rejections, but I want, even if you have to put it down on paper, just sit back and go with it, because that allows you to get more in line with your purpose in life. And that also allows you to keep moving forward. Because remember what I said, if you follow me on Instagram, which I hope you do, always continue to move forward in the forward direction. Always continue to move the direction of forward, in the forward motion, whatever you want to call it. Continue to do those things, because that is what's going to keep you grounded and keep you elevated above all the melee and everything else that happens in life. Keep moving, keep going. Before you go, if you believe that facing your rejections is going to cause you more trauma and more pain, don't do that right now. Do it when you feel like the time is right. If you believe also that what I'm saying to you are things that help to change your life, I want you to look me up on my website and book a free 15-minute consultation with me for my coaching services, or spread the word to other people. Because I don't just say these things because of the fact that I believe it's going to give me a dime, give me the bag. I say these things because of the fact that I have gone through them. Facing my rejections took me out of that closet, out of the pits of hell, brought me to a better place. And believe it or not, I didn't face my rejections until after I faced the greatest hurdle in my life, which was my mental illness and suicidality in combination with homelessness. If I would not have faced those things, I don't think I would be able to sit in front of you and tell you about it now, about how rejection holds the key to many things. Okay? Before you go, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the notification button down below so you can get all my latest YouTube videos. And remember, the only way is up.